Spider-Man, Batman, Monkey Man, I don't care. He could be my man. Let's talk about Monkey Man. Monkey Man is about a man named Kid, played by Dave Patel, who is on the hunt to avenge his mother. So when he was younger, Chief Rana enacted genocide on the poor in Kid City, including his mother. So years later, after a lot of fighting and training, Kid believes that he is ready to take down the elites. So starting out with what I thought about the movie. Wow, did I love this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen a movie that has both good action and a good story.
What?
Silence! Oh, okay. Sorry, yes, Dune 2 is peak cinema. But anyways, back to Monkey Man. This story gave me the same vibe as Batman's The Dark Knight and Tobey Maguire's The Spider-Man, where in the beginning, the hero is on top of the world, something goes terribly wrong where they get extremely injured, they meet a wise figure and then train, and once they're done training and back to full health, they're able to defeat the villain. It's a simple script, but it can be done wrong. However, that is not the case in this story. So the story starts off with Kid trying to get his job at a fancy hotel, and it isn't for money, but it is to get close to the chief who killed his mother. So we meet Queenie, who runs the hotel, and she pretty much pimps out women to these powerful men. Ashwini Khalskar did so well at making me want to hate her. She reminded me of Anthony Starr's Homelander. No, in a sense that she was so good that I'm like, is that her real personality? Is she really mean in real life? So after Kid gets the job, he immediately starts planning the murder of the chief. When he's finally ready, he gets the chief alone in the restroom, and you're thinking, okay, here we go. He's gonna shoot him off rip. But if he did that, we wouldn't have a movie. So there ended up being a security guard in the restroom, and Kid gets distracted, and
this is where the fun begins.
A fight ensues with pretty much it ending with the chief beating up Kid pretty badly and the security guard being killed. He was way out of his league. The rest of the police force tries to come to the police rescue, which means that Kid has to plan his escape. And oh my gosh, this is where the action really starts, and I really love the fighting in this movie. They definitely did it differently than other movies that have fight scenes, because what we usually see is they'll do fight scenes in the dark to the point where we have to be squinting. But in this movie, they had it to where it was a lot of close-ups on the punches, which made it more impactful. But don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of wide shots and well-choreographed fight scenes in this movie. I really love the getaway scene because the way it was shot, it was like we were running alongside him or it was some type of found footage. During the scene, it was either close-ups or shaky cam or a combination of both. A highlight I do want to talk about before we get to Act 2 is the axe scene. There's a man swinging an axe at Kid, and there's a bystander walking by, obviously, and he accidentally chops his neck. And that scene was so good, it got me because I was like, oh my gosh, he was just trying to run away. So Act 1 ends with Kid getting shot by the police and falling into a lake. Act 2 begins with Kid waking up at a temple, which he later figures out is a refuge for trans women who've been cast out and beaten by the community. They patch up his wounds and give him a place to stay. I really love Act 2 because we get a deep dive into who Kid is and into his past and why he wants to kill the elites so bad. And this time we meet Alpha, who guides Kid to accept his past to use it as fuel to accomplish his goal. Also here at the temple, he trains and gets stronger. That's pretty much the majority of Act 2. It's a little bit long, but it's needed to care about Kid and really know why he's doing what he's doing. And also, it's important for us to know the women of the temple because they do come back in Act 3. That's another thing that worked in this movie. There was no person out of place. Like, for example, in Man Up Moab, when there's just a random man in the forest being like, with great responsibility comes great power. Like, who are you and why are you important to the main character? So of course in Act 3, Kid is stronger than ever and ready to defeat the chief, Baba Shakti, and Queenie. So speaking back to why every person is important is because the women come back as like Kid's backup. And obviously they've been training and they have their weapons and they're also fighting the elites because they oppress them, as we've learned in the beginning of the story. And then Queenie is killed by one of the women that she had pimped out to the elites, which made sense. I just loved that. Let's talk about Dev Patel. Oh my gosh. I just want you to know that it's been a minute since I've had a man, and since I've had an actor to obsess over, and Timothy is no longer on the list by himself, okay? So it's really, I don't even know. I think Timothy's still number 1 because Dune 2 is so good. And I know I'm getting a Dune 3. So I think Timothy is still number 1, but Dev, yeah, right there. I'm actually gonna watch the Green Knight, and then I'll come back to you. After I watch the Green Knight, then I'll come back to you. Because I've seen Slumdog Millionaire, and I was like, you're cutesy, but you're not where you are right now. You're not what the elevator scene when he's like, with the red, that's why I have this background. With the little red moments. Tell me that ain't it. But like, listen. The director himself, the costume designers knew what they were doing. Because the black suits, the fighting, the looks that he would give, like you knew what you were doing. Okay, so let's be serious about Act 3. I really love that he had no mercy for the chief and Baja, because that would have really ruined the movie for me. I'm not even gonna lie. Because the chief had no mercy for his mother. Baja had no mercy for his mother. So I'm not gonna put the gun up to you and then be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it because I'm better. No, bop. No, he didn't shoot them. I really liked the fight scene with the chief. It was a hand-to-hand combat, and he was like, try to get up again. Bop, get up, bop, get up, bop. And then he punched him to death. And then the Baja guy, which is like, he thinks like he's God or something. The Baja guy did get a stab on Kid, Dave Patel's character, in his stomach, but Kid ended up stabbing him right in the temple. Not the temple. Right in the middle of the head. Yup. So I really love that there was no mercy in this movie. So at the very, very end, the movie ends with Kid succumbing to his wounds and falling to the ground, and then it cuts to black. So my question is to you, do you think that he's dead, or do you think that he's alive? I personally think that he's dead. I like to think it that way because then he could be with his mother rather than probably locked up in jail. Okay, well, my rating for this movie is a 9.5 out of 10. It's not perfectly perfect because Act 2 was a little slow. If it just was a little bit quicker and maybe a little bit tighter, I could have given it a 10. But other than that, it is a perfect movie. I loved it and will be watching it again. Anyways, what did y'all think of the movie? Make sure to comment down below your thoughts, and then also make sure to like and subscribe. I do want to let y'all know that I am officially monetized on YouTube now, and that's all thanks to you. So I'm so appreciative. If you made it this far, that means you're supporting the channel. And if you've seen ads, that's because I'm monetized, and that is your way of supporting. You don't need to send me any money, no anything like that. You just need to just watch my videos. Give me a little bit of a like. If you have a comment, if you have to say anything, and subscribe, y'all. Oh my gosh, we're so close. I'm trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. I believe I can do it. I believe in myself. I don't know, but I'm going to be able to do it. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Bye. If you want to see me react to Imaginary, that horror movie that came out a few weeks ago, make sure to click on this video and you'll see what I thought about it.